How's it going, everyone? My name is Clink and welcome back to Demon Souls. So today we are going to be finally getting around to Upper Latria. Now that we've pretty much finished Latria for now, I think it's about time to go through Latria. And this actually is not who I wanted to talk to. I'm gonna repair all my equipment real fast because I've been kind of slacking on doing that, so I'm just gonna knock that out real quick. So Upper Latria is going to be quite the area. This is one of my favorite levels in the game. Just because, so, if you remember, we were brought up here by the gargoyles after defeating the Fool's Idol. So this is the above that they were promised, and it's really one of the most vile and disgusting places in the entire game. Probably only second to the Valley of Defilement. We'll get that item later on, because that's actually going to loop back at the very end of the area. So essentially, Upper Latria is just going between these towers along these bridges and dealing with all these gargoyles. These are basically the same ones that brought us up here. Most of them aren't really too tough to kill. I'm just going to have to make sure I keep a watch on that one if he wants to follow me around like that. And you can also find a lot of spices here, just like you could in the Prison of Hope. Just plunk. I don't one-shot them, surprisingly. Might need a bit more strength. Most weapons I use usually take 2 or 3 hits to kill these guys, and that's with, you know, weapons that are a bit faster. I forgot that quite a few will drop down onto you like this. So, up here we can either go to the left or right. I'm just gonna go left. There is stuff off to the right, but I'm gonna save it for later. You can see all those items down there, but we can't actually reach them yet. So that's just gonna be stuff I get once we are approaching the end of the area. If I don't really die at all in this area, I could probably get through the whole thing in about 20 minutes, surprisingly. But it's still quite large. I'm trying to remember if any of these have an item behind them for now. No. Okay. You, hi. How you doing? You doing alright? No? Okay. So these guys can drop their weapons. There's a crossbow and a sword. They're both fairly rare. I remember these being some of the last weapons I obtained in the game, honestly. Don't you... You jerk. Yeah, they can fly away quite frequently. Alright, we'll sit behind this and he's gonna land. Or not. Well, over here you can get the Flamberge. I do remember this. This is a pretty decent greatsword. Looks really cool. I like it quite a bit. I've only really used it in Dark Souls 3. Specifically, I used it in the Archthrones mod when I played that. If only I was good enough to finish it. It's a mod that came out earlier this year. At least the demo did. And calling it a demo is honestly quite generous. I mean, it is a demo for the full thing, but it is probably the biggest demo I've ever seen for something. It has like 17 bosses in it. But it's pretty tough. It has a lot of bosses from Bloodborne and Sekiro and puts them into Dark Souls 3, and some from Elden Ring as well. But the ones from Elden Ring work surprisingly alright. I mean, it's not that surprising. Elden Ring plays really similarly to Dark Souls 3, but those Bloodborne and especially the Sekiro fights can be rough. Okay, this is one of the most dangerous items in the whole level to collect. H-Spice. Okay, so H-Spice is going to be better than Fresh Spice at replenishing your mana. Just because, you know, spices usually get better with age. People let them age all the time to make them more potent. But... so, the bulk of this level essentially consists of getting to the top of 2 towers in particular. Oh yeah, I should also mention, all these gargoyles will almost, or not almost, I think it's guaranteed that they will drop a soul of some kind, which kind of just implies that they are humans imprisoned into the gargoyle statues. Probably put there by the old man that has overrun Latria. But what was I saying before that? I don't even remember now. I'm blanking. It's early in the morning when I'm recording this, so I'm not fully awake, yet. It's like 6:50. I mean, I usually get up pretty early. I'm a fall asleep early, get up early kind of person, but I'm not quite awake yet today. But yeah, oh, that's what it is. We need to get to the top of these 2 towers and then just beat these guys, and that will essentially break the chains on this thing. That giant thing in the middle, that is probably either the worst or second worst creation by the old man, and we'll deal with that later. So that will have a bridge appear only in pure white world tendency, so not something we can do quite yet, and something I'll save for later. I'm thinking I'll save all the rest of the archdemons for like back-to-back parts. So like next time I'll do Shrine of Storms 2, and then we'll do which is I guess Ritual Path, and then Swamp of Sorrow. Yeah, we want to come over here actually, and we're gonna drop down. Is there an item behind me? No. Okay. And over here we can actually meet Yurt. This is the Silent Chief. He was mentioned in the intro, and there's only one thing that I would recommend doing with him, at least on a first playthrough.
If so, then help me escape this place. I am on your side. I have come to face the demons.
We're gonna open the cell and let him walk around, and we're gonna kill him. So Yurt is actually an assassin who will start killing NPCs in the Nexus if you let him roam free. Do not let him roam free unless you really well, actually no, I think it even messes with that quest line, and plus you get his armor. His armor is actually really cool. But yeah, that's the only NPC we're gonna kill really. That's just like a straight up normal NPC that's not hostile towards us, at least. Because yeah, you don't want him killing all your friends. He's involved with this secret society from Latria that are trying to keep the soul arts for themselves by essentially killing anyone that knows about them, which is quite a long list of people at this point, since the soul arts were brought back by Alant. Oh, do I one-shot these? I do. Oh my gosh, I never one-shot these. Yeah, these centipede creatures are just like amalgamated people. It's disgusting. This is the most vile part of the level. This is just where like so many of the creations from the old man end up, and it's extremely disgusting down here. It's really well done. Like it's honestly incredible how disgusting they managed to make this. And there's another one of the ball things down here that we saw at the bottom of Prison of Hope. I'd like to avoid it. And then if you're in one, I think it's pure Black World tendency, there's actually a ring of some kind sitting around here. The ball is over this way. Yeah, there it is. I would like to avoid it. Everything else down here I'll grab though, because it's not that big a deal. Oh, the fragrant ring. Cool. I actually don't remember what the fragrant ring does. Let's take a look at that. Oh, so it restores MP over time. So that can be quite helpful for a mage build, or if you you're kind of running low on spice and you don't mind waiting around for a bit, just let your mana regenerate. I actually really like any mana regen type stuff in these games. I've slowly been playing the Convergence mod for Elden Ring with a friend of mine, because it's actually compatible with the Seamless Co-op mod. So if you're looking for something to play with your friends and a bit of a new Elden Ring experience, play Convergence with some friends. It's pretty cool. Makes a lot more changes than I expected it to. Armors get like new buffs and stuff, and there's like whole new class systems and a couple new bosses, at least that I've seen so far. I'm still maybe 6 or 7 hours in, and it's it's got this mana regen mechanic because it actually focuses heavily on spells, and your mana regenerates. I'm not gonna say it's like really quick. Like if you've ever played Terraria, it's not like the mana regeneration on a mage in that game, but it's certainly faster than what you get with something like the Fragrant Ring in this game. I didn't one-shot him, no. Okay, let's avoid those attacks. Bonk. And coming up is probably going to be the second worst part of this level, because the worst part's actually another one of these, but it's actually even more annoying. I did not get a certain thing, and I'm going to make sure I get that. It's somewhere around here. No, duh, really, yeah. I want to say... I know it's back over this way. I think I just went the wrong way to get to it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you need to follow the deck this way, and I don't think I ever did that. I don't think this is anything like all that important, but it's, you know, something I'm just gonna show anyway. Bonk. Yeah, I've been wanting to get into more of the Dark Souls mods, so I played the Archthrones mod like the moment it came out. Because I happened to find it like 2 days before they released the demo, which felt pretty lucky about. And then I played the Convergence mod, Plague Resistance Ring. This is the one you get in Stonefang Tunnel, I think, on the drop down towards Flame Lurker. I haven't played the Convergence mod for Dark Souls 3 or Cinders. I think that's the other one that people really like. And then the one I've always wanted to play is the Daughters of Ash mod for Dark Souls 1. I've just never gotten around to it. But Dark Souls 1 also has another really cool looking mod in development called Nightfall. That seems like it's adding tons of new mechanics and bosses into Dark Souls 1. And I really want to play that. I still remember seeing a trailer for it like early 2023. And I was like, oh, this poor developer, because he was like, I will not be playing Tears of the Kingdom until I finish this mod. And I was like, I'll be honest, buddy, I don't think I could hold off on that. But this is probably one of the more annoying parts of the level. On this staircase is going to be a Black Phantom Mind Flayer. It's about as bad as it sounds, since you can't really deal with it all that well on this staircase. But just wait for him to turn around and then get up behind him. Hopefully I can backstab him. Yeah, there we go. And since I've got my meat cleaver, I'll take out most of his health. Bunk. Yeah, get out of here, bucko. But yeah, that Nightfall mod looks really cool. If you just look up Dark Souls Nightfall, I think there's just a channel called that, and it has a couple trailers and I think like some model showcases, and I think there's a demo. I think the demo is still available. I haven't played the demo, but it looks pretty sick. There should be a guy over here, but I'm gonna get this. See if I can. But they can also probably attack me through this. There was a crystal lizard over here. It's kind of meant to be more of a trap, if anything, but if you run towards it, you can probably snag it before it goes away. It was like up against this. And yeah, we're already almost to the second tower. So really, we're nearing the end of the level. I was like, I thought there was a crossbow guy around here. I'm taking this part really cautiously. I don't want to die right at the end, you know? This is a hairy predicament. Just back away. No, I knocked the soul that he dropped off the edge. Nope. Or he flies off. You just have to be like really careful not to fall off the bridges at this point. I got the crossbow! Yay! That's cool. Okay. Yeah, once you knock down both chains, you can essentially head straight to the boss, but The area gets altered in a couple ways. Most of the area doesn't really get changed. It's mostly just that first bridge we crossed after the archstone, and the center tower where the big brain heart thing was. I think it's more of a heart, because I'm pretty sure like when you're near it, you can actually like feel the heartbeats and hear it, and then you feel it in the controller. The Demon Souls remake actually does a pretty good job at utilizing the dual sense for some stuff. Like if you use a bow in this game, it uses like the adaptive triggers and stuff. Oh my god, I got a thing. Oh, it's just a lotus. Okay. And that will send the brain coming right, or not the brain, the heart. Coming right down. He can't like hold himself up. Good thing there's not so many hands that it got rid of all the pillars and this came crumbling down. Yeah, this is the most disgusting part. That thing is what's birthing all of these creations, and oh god, such a gross cutscene. But oh hi there, buddy. And then nothing around here. Okay. And then you drop down right back to the beginning. Like I said, we'd be looping right back around to this later. So. And what is this? I think it's a soul of some kind. Yeah. And then I guess I'm going to have to pause here for a moment to attend to something. I almost walked off the edge. That would have been bad. Oh yeah, there's a photo mode in this game. It acts as a pause menu unless you get invaded, but since I'm playing offline, I can actually pause the Souls game. It's crazy. Okay. That's the Archstone. I need to go this way. Yeah, the last area that we really need to go to is that bridge down there at the bottom. Well, kind of, because we're going to have to go up that staircase up there now that the heart has been knocked right down to the ground. And, uh-oh, I don't have the stamina. I thought there was 2 of these on this bridge for some reason. You would think I would have that memorized, because the amount of times I've had to run across this bridge and past the enemies is an astounding number. My very first playthrough of this game, this boss gave me a lot of trouble, and on current playthroughs of this game, this boss still gives me some trouble. It's probably the one I die to the most still. It's easily the toughest boss for me in this entire game. I do want to be careful because I feel like another one comes from behind you. That item up there, I think you would drop down from the top and walk around to get it. I don't know what it is. I haven't gotten it in maybe even ever. But I can tell you it's nothing all that important. If I've gotten like every weapon, I don't think it's a weapon of any kind. It's definitely not like a ring or something. Spells aren't picked up in this game. Every spell is bought from Frake or his apprentice or Urbane, who we still haven't gotten, but it still applies. And hey buddy, oh, get out of here. I really like just one-shotting everything with Meat Cleaver. Meat Cleaver is so fun. I can't believe they put something like this in the game where, like, oh yeah, you don't need to upgrade this at all, and yet it's still one of the strongest weapons in the game. Oh yeah, and you don't even have to upgrade the weapon that you need to, like, make it. Sure, it's like locked behind Flame Lurker, but so are a bunch of other weapons. And granted, some of those other ones are pretty strong, like the Blue Blood Sword is, if you have the stats for it, because it's probably got one of the highest stat requirements in the entire game. But it's also one of the best weapons in the game if you can wield it, because it scales with luck, and it also scales with like everything else but luck on top of that, which I haven't really talked about the luck stat. You don't need, like, don't ever level it up unless you're going to use the blue blood sword, or I think there's one other weapon that scales up luck. I don't remember what it is, but it essentially just increases your item discovery as a stat, but you don't really need it. Down here though is where you can finally get the Ring of Avarice. I think that's what it's called. Okay, I'm glad I was right on that. I wasn't completely sure, if I'm being honest. And this is also where you can get the Epi Rapier and the Gold Mask. I actually don't know how to say that word. Epi. I don't know. I kind of like to say Epi. Epi. But that's all that's down here, so we can go all the way up. I would love to be wearing the Ring of Avarice. However, I would fat roll, I do believe. Yeah. So all I can really do is take off some armor. How heavy is this? Okay, I'm not too far away from just being able to use that, actually. I might level endurance a bit more to get that up. Because I want to fast roll. I don't really care about the defense. But I do want the extra souls. Even more souls is great, you know. More levels. We can take advantage of it for the 3 main remaining areas left, but the archdemons all drop tons of souls, which we saw with the dragon god already. So it's a good thing to take advantage of, really. I can probably finish the game around like level 70 something because of that. But I think it's a 20% increase in souls, so wearing the Ring of Avarice is pretty worth it. This is about, or right behind me is about where you would get blocked off before by the heart, but now it's gone, we can actually go up this staircase to the boss. But there's going to be another Black Phantom Mind Flayer on here, so you kind of have to be careful of him. But other than that, there's nothing else standing in our way. Except for the boss, which the boss is definitely something that is standing in your way of finishing this game. This boss is quite unique for Demon Souls, in that it's the only gank boss in the entire game, or multi-enemy boss. So that's fun. Fire's a pretty good thing to have for this boss. I never actually tested if you can apply both Curse Weapon and a Pine Resin. I don't think you can. But if you have the Black Pine Resins, you don't have something like Curse Weapon, the Black Pine Resins are pretty good. I'm pretty sure that's just a spice. I'm not going to go all the way around to get that, just because it'll take like another 40 seconds or something. So I'm like, I'm too lazy. But yeah, once you are ready, make sure you've got plenty of your better grasses. Put your grasses on. Put your buffs on. And be prepared. And okay, yeah, Curse Weapon does in fact take a lot of mana to use. Meet the Man-Eaters. Definitely one of the hardest fights in this entire game. I do a pretty good amount of damage, I guess. You can get knocked off quite easily. Careful of the charge attacks. Careful of getting punched in the face. At about half health, the second one should show up. I would like for him to come back down quickly so that I can kill him before the second one does indeed show up. You can also cut off his tail. That's something to note. Okay. That is the best thing I could have asked for, is getting him killed before the second one even shows up. There we go, got his tail off. All the way. Ooh, boy. That could have been bad. I just realized that... Oh, is my Curse Weapon out? That's fine. I got far enough in the fight with it. I just realized that I'm probably offsetting the HP loss of Curse Weapon with the Adjudicator Shield. I didn't even think about that. Let's do this. Just keep playing it safe, you know. They do fly around a lot. No! And that's the problem. Alright, So, I did get the item right outside as well, by the way. It's 8H spices, so it's actually pretty helpful for this boss in particular. So, do pick that up if you're like me and using something like Curse Weapon. Only gonna go for like one hit at a time on this one, I think. It's a heal. Probably gonna... It's always that charge attack, I tell you. Alright, we're good still. Okay, not as good right now. Heal up. In that corner. Ooh, that does a lot of damage. No, are you serious? I am really hoping that this is the attempt that I finally get this. You know, I would have hoped it was the first one, but little did I think I would actually die to one of their melee attacks and not just gravity, because gravity is really the greatest enemy of this fight. I mean, fighting two things at once is also, you know, pretty bad, but let's be careful here. Let's not get too greedy. Getting hit by a charge is fine as long as I don't fall off the edge. Jesus Christ. Okay, that can be one of the other really annoying attacks, just because it's magic. If you cut off the tail, they can't really do that, though. First weapon one more time here. Yes, just stay like this, please. And we're done here. Alright, finally. Third time's the charm. That should hopefully be the most I die to any boss in the game. Like I said, that is the hardest one for me. So, with that, we've pretty much gotten the biggest hurdle of the game out of the way. There's a free moon short sword right there if you want it. You can also use that ledge right there in combination with the thief ring to de-aggro the boss, and then they'll sit around like right here. And then you can just kind of go up behind them, get a few hits in, and then repeat that process if you really want to just cheese the fight. Other interesting thing. So, that's pretty much the old man's most vile creation. It's a combination of a snake, a monkey. It has a human head, bat wings or something, demon wings, and you get the mixed demon soul. And the most interesting thing is this corpse right here is the only corpse in the entire game to have 2 souls. So this is probably the person that was made into the man-eaters. But with them out of the way, there's nothing between us and the old man but a staircase of a few enemies. So we can head back to the Nexus. I don't remember what you get from the man-eater's soul, but I don't really care. We'll go on ahead and just consume it and see what levels we can do. So there's our 25 vitality for the game, and I'm gonna actually get endurance up to 25, I think. I think, yeah. How much does it take to level up 20? About 20k. These are 2k a piece? Oh no, they're only 1 a piece. I'm gonna see if I can't do it anyway. No, definitely not. Well, actually, I don't need this. Oh, I'm so close. Okay. But yeah, with that, I think I'll farm, little wormy guys, for Greystone off screen and get those last few souls. But other than that, I'm pretty much done for today, so I'll see you guys next time where we'll do the ritual path. Bye-bye.